Blessings, family. I just wanted to make a video for the people that always question me on Facebook, and just trying to convey my message in a well thought out, organized way, the best that I can. I mean, this is raw and uncut, so I'm just gonna wing this one. I haven't wrote down a whole bunch of notes. I'm not reading from anything. I just wanna get into scripture. I mean, a lot of y'all know my backstory, so I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking about myself, but I'm gonna go into scripture, and I hope to take you with me and that you come along with the journey and you see my angle. And some of y'all might think I'm crazy. Some of y'all might think I have something. Some might just not just agree, just to disagree, and just that's cool. Whatever. I'm not here to preach or whatever. I'm not here to preach. I'm not like a Mormon knocking at your door, but I do love sharing our journey on Facebook and social media. It's a public platform, and we're allowed to you exercise our freedom of speech, and until they cut that off, we're gonna keep spouting out the mouth. No, I'm just playing. No, but we're gonna try to share what we know, whatever. We're just what no, what we know, and what we don't know, and what we may know later on. So let's just get to it. All right, this is in reference to Matthew 1. Matthew 1. We'll go to Matthew 1. Matthew 1. Manuel the prophet. All right. So I'm moving my little head down here. Woo! Please don't drag me down. I'm just playing. Anyway, so let's go through this one. Behold, the virgin shall be with child and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which means God is with us. Hold on. So this is what I want to bring to your attention. So in Matthew 1, in the first chapter of Matthew, they're trying to tell us something. So you'll see that what people will try to paint for you, based on church theology, cross-referencing footnotes. That's how. So they tell us exactly what to believe and what this means, and just because something says a cherry pick says something a cherry pick somewhere else, that there's no contradictions. But right here is something we need to question, because Matthew 1 is doesn't seem to be telling the truth. So right here on Matthew 1:21 through 23, in this passage from Matthew's gospel, the birth of Jesus is presented as the fulfillment of Isaiah's prophecy. Matthew says all this took place to fulfill what the Lord has spoken by the prophet. What prophet? All of churchianity says that prophet they're referencing is Isaiah, and the only other place in the Bible that it references Emmanuel is in Isaiah 7. But let's look at this. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord has spoken by the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son. They shall call his name Emmanuel. So let's see if that's true. Let's just get into it. Let's just be real about it. Let's handle business, Now let's go back to whatever prophet that they're referencing. Like, we can even go into what their church theology or church reasoning or apologetics. Not Google Lens. What am I doing? Sorry. Back out. All right. My cursor. All right. Let's just go to Isaiah 7. The sign of Emmanuel when Ahaz. So is Isaiah 7 even talking about the Matthew 1? Like, let's keep it let's just keep it real. Let's not get into mysticism. Let's not get into Talmud. I mean, we can go whatever one version that you want to too. It all says the same type of stuff. We can go to whatever type of version you want. I mean, people have a problem with the NIV, people have a problem with all this. Let's just go to CSB. We'll just pick up Christian Standard Bible. Still, sorry, I need to get some water. I'm chalky. So, the NASB. Here it is. What is it talking about right here? Now it came to the day in the days of Ahaz, son of Jotham, son of Uzziah, king of Judah, and Rezin, the king of Aram, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up to Jerusalem to wage against it, but could not conquer it. So what's going on is there's two nations. The northern kingdom of Israel is trying to fight Ahaz, the king of Judah, and they have an alliance with Rezin, the king of Aram, so the Arameans. And so but it says, but they could not conquer it. When it was reported to the house of David, saying, the Arameans have taken stand by Ephraim. So the Arameans are allied with Ephraim. That's another word for the northern kingdom of Israel, king of Israel, Pekah. His heart and the hearts of his people shook as trees of the forest shake from the wind. They were shook. You know how people say they were shook? Yeah, they got shook when they heard this. Judah got shook. Ahaz got shook when they heard this stuff. Then Yah said to Isaiah, go out to meet Ahaz. So he's telling him, hey, go out now to meet Ahaz, and you and your son Shir-Jashub at the end of the conduit of the upper pool on the road to the fuller's field, and say to him, take care and be calm. Have no fear, and do not be faint-hearted because of these two stumps of smoldering logs, on account of the fierce anger of Rezin and Adam and the son of Remaliah. Sometimes it says these two smoking firebrands. These people are fired up and gonna try to handle Judah. Because Aram with Ephraim and the son of Remaliah has planned evil against you, saying, let us go up to Judah and terrorize it and take it for ourselves by assault, and set up the son of Tabeel as king in the midst of it. This is what Yah Elohim says. It shall not stand, nor shall it come to pass, for the head of Aram is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. Now, within another 65 years, Ephraim will be broken to pieces, so it is no longer a people. And the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is the son of Remaliah. If you will not believe, you certainly shall not last. So it's telling you who exactly, what cities they control, where their headquarters is at. For the head of Aram is Damascus. That is a city, a big city, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. Rezin's a head of control over that. Now within 65 years, it says Ephraim, the northern kingdom, or Pekah, will be broken to pieces, so that I have no longer a people. And the head of Ephraim is Samaria. So Samaria is a place in the northern kingdom, and that's where the Samarians or Samaritans. And the head of Samaria is the son of Remaliah. If you do not believe, you certainly shall not last. And then here comes, they called the child Emmanuel. So in Matthew 1, it talks about this, and as it says, the prophet shall conceive, and you should call him Emmanuel. The prophet said that you shall conceive and you shall call him Emmanuel. But is this really talking about this? So let's be specific with this scripture and be real with ourselves, because we need to think within context, all height, all width, all depth. Then the Lord spoke to Ahaz, saying, ask for a sign. So Yah is telling Ahaz, ask for a sign for yourself from Yahuwah, your Elohim. Make it deep as Sheol or high as heaven. Just make sure you ask with your whole heart. But Ahaz said, I will not ask. I will not put the Lord to the test. I will not put Yahweh to the test, or Yahweh to the test. Then he said, listen now, house of David. Is it too trivial a thing for you to try the patience of men, that you will try the patience of my God as well? Therefore Yah himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and she will name him Emmanuel. He will eat curds and honey at the time he knows enough to refuse evil and to choose good. Before the boy knows enough to refuse evil and choose good, the land of whose two kings you dread will be abandoned. So what they're saying during this time, it actually also says Emmanuel is present tense. It means God is with us. He will eat curds and honey at the time he knows enough to refuse evil and choose good. You know, for before the boy knows enough to refuse and choose good, the land of the two kings you dread will be abandoned. So what they're saying is, by the time this kid that ends up be called Emmanuel, during their time, these kings will be trashed. This has nothing to do with a virgin birth way hundreds of years out into the future. This is talking about within their time and within decades of their time, because it said up before, what did it say? It said 65 that the kingdoms will not last, and that how many years? Let's go back through it. Now within another 65 years, Ephraim will be broken to pieces, so there's no longer a people. And the head, and it tells you who the head is what. And if you will not believe, you certainly shall not last. So the father forced him to ask for a sign, but he still did it anyway, because he knew that these people were had it out against him, you know. And the Lord will bring on you, on your people, and your father's house such days have not come since the day of Ephraim separated from Judah, the days of the kings of Assyria. On that day, the Lord will whistle for the fly that is in the remotest part of the canals of Egypt, and the beat is the land of Syria. They will all come and settle on the steep ravines and ledges, the cliffs, on all the thorns and the bushes and the watering places. On they Yah will shave with the razor hired from the regions beyond the Euphrates River. That is the king of Assyria, the head of the hair of the legs, and will also remove the beard. Now on that day, the person may keep alive only a heifer and a pair of sheep, so they're just talking about the king of Assyria that's gonna arise. But up through here, you got to go back through all of this again. Let's go into another version to make it understandable. Let's go to the King James. You know, a lot of people think NASB is the best translation out of all of them, supposedly, but we can go back to the King James. Let's do this. King James. Just to wherever it's at. 21st century. I have to find it. Oh yeah, it's in right there. Let's do it. And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, the king of Assyria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up toward Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it. Sorry, I got to drink some water. It's late right now. Been out at the river all day. Well, not all day, but for a while. So let's do this. And it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is a confederate. I'll say it says confederate army, you know, with Ephraim. And his heart was moved, and the heart of his people, as the trees of wood are moved with the wind. Then said Yahweh unto Isaiah, go forth now to meet Ahaz. So Isaiah's telling him the father's telling Isaiah to go meet with him. Thou and Shear-Jashub your son, and his son, and Isaiah's son, at the end of the conduit, the upper pool, in the highway, the fuller's field, and say unto him, take heed and be quiet, fear not, neither be faint-hearted, for two tales of these smoking firebrands, for the fierce anger of Rezin is with Syria, and of the son of Remaliah, because Syria Ephraim and the son of Remaliah have taken evil counsel against thee, saying, let us go against Judah and vex it, and let us make a breach therein for us, to set a king in the midst of it, even the son of Tevil. Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, it shall not stand, neither shall it come to pass, for the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. So it tells you exactly who the heads are. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it not be a people. Hey, and don't critique it, because I'm tired right now, and usually I can spout all this stuff out a lot better, but I'm trying to keep you on this angle so that you could see what I'm seeing. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin, and within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it be not be a people. And the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is Remaliah's son. If you will not believe, surely you shall not be established. Moreover, the Lord spake again unto Ahaz, saying, ask thee a sign of Yahuwah thy Elohim. Ask it either in the depth or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt Yahuwah. And he said, hear ye now, a house of David. Is it a small thing for you to weary men? But will ye weary my Elohim also? Therefore, Yah himself will give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive, and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. But before the child knows to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that you abhor shall be forsaken of both her kings. So this is like a little child before he even grows up fully. These kings are going to be out of there, and Yahweh will bring upon thee and upon thy people, upon thy father's house, days that have not come, from the day that Ephraim departed from Judah, even the king of Assyria. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yah shall hiss for the fly that is in the uttermost part of the ridge of Eden, for the bee that is in the land of Syria. But this is I wanna just focus